The Business Day on Mondays, brought to you by
A plan that provides for their educational dreams and protects their health and life. Give them every advantage with the Guardian.
And it's now time for the Business Day. Despite millions in damage and widespread hotel closures after Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica is still on course to begin the winter tourist season on December 15. Officials say the sector may, however, close the year about 6% below last year's numbers. Deidre Thomas tells us more.
An advice applicable to industry players in the tourism sector. This as the tourism ministry has given the assurance that 41 days after Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica's tourism sector is back in business and the winter tourist season remains on schedule to reopen on December 15, despite massive disruption caused by Hurricane Melissa.
We have a total of about 26,000 formal rooms in the sector, and at current, we have about 11,000 rooms, 11,215 to be exact, that are open and doing business as of right now, as I'm speaking to you. We have another 7,700 rooms that will come back open, including the one we're standing in, Sandals. That's significant for us.
The remaining 20% of rooms which sustained heavier damage are scheduled to reopen on a staggered basis. Now, as many tourist attractions were affected, stakeholders were concerned about the winter tourism season specifically. Less arrival and layovers would drastically affect tourism earnings. It's why Mr. White made this plea.
The international media, as great as they are sometimes, news is about selling stories and selling eyeballs and getting clicks. And so don't believe everything you see in the media. Come to Jamaica and see for yourself. The best way to support Jamaica right now, if you're overseas, is to take a vacation to Jamaica.
In the meantime, he says hoteliers are using the downtime to renovate, refurbish, and expand. And while physical recovery is moving swiftly, he says the financial impact is still being measured.
Early days, and I will probably choose not to give you a number today. What I will say is that up to October 28th, when the hurricane hit, Jamaica was tracking on about 2.5–3% ahead of last year, and that would have meant that we would have carried through probably a 4% increase on this year. We anticipate that we will probably close the year around about 6% down on last year, which is not a bad thing given that we would have lost 2.5, maybe 2 months for the calendar year.
At the same time, he's optimistic that the winter season ramp-up will be solid.
We expect that by the end of winter, we will be back to where we would have expected to be around about the end of April. And then from there, it's about bringing all of our product back, and continuing to work with our market partners to ensure that we can make 2026 as successful a recovery year as we possibly can.
Deidre Thomas, TVJ News.